Hi, this is Dave with FrontEndAudio.com. I'm here today to talk about the DBX 1066 compressor limiter gate. It's a two-channel unit and designed by DBX for a variety of different applications. I've had great success using this in a number of live mixing settings where I've used it to use one channel or the other on inserts for different channels, like kick drum, snare drum, or bass guitar, for instance, and we'll have some demonstration using those types of tracks to show you in just a bit. Unit has a number of features, and I'm going to touch on some of the ones that stand out from any of the other competition. It has many of the standard types of controls that you'd see in a compressor limiter, like this. Being a two-channel unit, it has the ability to be inserted as dual mono, or in stereo mode. You can press this button and using for instance, your left-right master output run through it. All your controls would be activated by the channel 1 controls, would affect both channels for that. Starting on the left-hand side, we'll just roll through some of the buttons and features and give a brief description on each. You've got an expander gate section here with threshold control and ratio. That can be activated just by turning the threshold clockwise, as you can see by the indicator on the top side here. The gain reduction dB level here is also showing the amount of gating taking place. And you have some buttons here to the right of that that are for side chain monitoring and enabling. So when you want to insert an equalizer, for instance, and have the compressor section be frequency dependent and activate it, such as like a de-esser for vocal. If you have a vocalist with a lot of sibilance, you can control that just by adding on an equalizer through the connector on the back panel, which we'll show you later. You would activate that with this switch here, and you could monitor the sound that's going through that equalizer with sidechain monitor. Then you have to the right the threshold level for compression. As you go counterclockwise, it would increase the amount of compression. To the right of that, the ratio from 1 to 1 to infinity to 1. So you have a great deal of variation in the types of compression you can apply. A couple of other buttons in between. The over easy button here allows you to engage or disengage the over easy or hard knee feature that's only found on DBX compressor limiters. In over easy mode, basically the compression as it is activating is smoother. In hard knee, it activates quicker and is a bit more aggressive, as the name indicates. Below that is a contour switch, which is great when you're feeding low frequency information into it, such as bass guitar or kick drum even, or a complete mix. You could activate this, and what it does is help to roll off low frequency information, and the detector circuit would ignore that information and only compress upper frequency range information for you. To the right of that, standard attack and release controls, but you have the automatic feature here that does a great job of analyzing the input and finding the correct attack and release times for the signal that you're sending into it, and taking a lot of the guesswork out of it for you. To the right of that, you can switch the IO meter to be indicating here whether it's input or output level. Then you have a bypass switch, which is a straight wire bypass when engaged, and no sound is affected as it passes through the unit. Stereo couple switch here to activate both channels for stereo use. And you have output gain for makeup. As you're compressing, you'll need to increase the output gain to make up for the level. And the last control here is Peak Stop Plus limiter, basically a brick wall limiter to help you control the errant peaks that escape from the compressor. If you're using, say, subtle compression to control a track, the Peak Stop Plus can be activated to help control some of those very high peaks, to brick wall limit those. And the same features are found on the right channel as on the left. All the controls and switches are basically mirrored. And that's it for the front panel. We'll go to the back panel in a minute. All right, and here's the connections and switches on the back panel. Just power cord connector here with a power switch. You've got balanced TRS 1/4 inch and XLR inputs and outputs. You've also got the side chain send and return. You'd connect an unbalanced cable here from the send to an equalizer, for instance, from the equalizer back to the return. And you have an operating level switch here for either +4 dB or -10, whether you're using pro level gear or consumer level gear. And that pretty much wraps up the back panel. And now we're going to show you a demonstration of the DBX 1066 in action. We've got 3 different tracks we're going to play back: a kick drum, a snare drum, and a bass guitar track, and go through a few different settings on these, showing how the unit operates. And with the first track, the unit will be in bypass mode, so the sound will be unaffected. And now for the kick drum track. And I'll take the unit out of bypass mode, and we'll apply some subtle compression to the kick drum to help control some of the dynamics by adjusting the threshold control. And the ratio is set to about 3:1. And now with the contour button engaged to eliminate low frequency information from the detector circuit. And what we'll do now is apply some noise gate to the kick. For a snare drum track, the unit will be in bypass mode, and this is unaffected snare drum. And with the unit engaged, we'll apply some compression to control the dynamics on the snare drum. Going to engage the contour switch now. And now we're going to apply some gating to see if we can get some of that kick drum sound that's in the back sound of the track out of there. Okay, and the last track we have is a bass guitar track, and we're going to have the unit in bypass mode, so you'll hear the bass guitar unaffected. Okay, now we're going to engage the compressor and apply some subtle compression to control the dynamics on the bass guitar, just by adjusting the threshold control back. it's rolling, we'll engage the contour button to control some of the low frequency. And with this next track, the bass guitar will be compressed, and with the contour engaged, we're now also going to add over easy setting to the sound. And I'll take that setting in and out while you're listening. Seems to be smoother with over easy setting engaged. And now I'm going to take the contour setting in and out. You can hear the effects that each of those settings made, and you can tailor your sound the way you'd like it to be. And thanks for watching our video on the DBX 1066 compressor limiter gate. And if you have any questions or want to learn more about this product or any of our other pro audio products, please contact us on the web at frontendaudio.com.